Hello, welcome to Urban Pop Podcast. I am Alabi Tawa, and it is the month of March. You know how it is. It is the International Women's Day, and this is what we are doing today. We are celebrating our women, their resilience, their power, their strength, their multitasking abilities. You know, women are special creatures. So the International Women's Day is a day that is celebrated annually globally. You know, all over the world we celebrate our women, and it is a day to talk about the challenges that women and girls face when it comes to living as a female in our country, not just in Nigeria but also globally. And today I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me two energetic guests that would make this conversation much more enticing, much more relatable to you all out there. I have with me Mr. Ayodele Ataba. He is an he for she advocate, and he is always there to fight for women and girls' rights in our society. And also I have Mrs. Blessing Olarewaju, who is also a she for she advocate.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here today.
Thank you so much. So we get into it. It's the International Women's Day 2025, and like I said, the theme is Accelerate Action. And when we talk about accelerate action, we are looking at quite a number of things. We are looking at women empowerment, we are looking at gender equality, inequality. We are looking at the different challenges women and girls face in our community. So let me start with my E for she advocates in the house. I know you've been doing quite a lot of work when it comes to women and girls in the society. And as a man, let's start by asking, what was that motivating actor that motivated you to go into advocating for women and girls especially?
One of the first things I tell people is that it is just normal to be human. It is proper to think that it's not about gender now. It's about what you do right
as a person.
And for me, growing up, unfortunately, I didn't grow up having siblings. That would have said probably maybe because I have girls. Of course, I have about 7 girls as my siblings. Okay. I have 7 girls. Most people don't know that. But then, when I look around, I see where I grew up. Right from my secondary school days, from my primary school days, I've always been around girls. And then one day, we were in school, I just saw a stain at the back of one lady. There. Yes, I didn't even know that was what happened. So immediately she saw the blood, she started crying. We have other boys in this class who were mocking her. So I am this person who always, because I move with girls, so I'm always wrapping my cardigan around my waist. So I pulled off my cardigan and I gave her, and then when she tied it, I now took her to the home economics teacher, because yes, at least we have been enlightened on that if there is anything you cannot handle, just come today. So I took her today. So it was immediately after that incident that my home economics teacher now taught me. In fact, I thought probably she sat on a nail and then she had that injury. So my home economics teacher, God bless her wherever she is now, now told me that there's something we call menstrual cycle. I think I was around 14, 13 thereabout. Wow. She now taught me that there's something there's a monthly flow the woman has, and then she told me, you see, there's this thing that you must have as a person, as a man. Women are vulnerable. Forget it. The same way we have men who are vulnerable. But the truth of the matter is that when we give it a scale, we know that women are more vulnerable to some things, especially some dangers in society. Okay. So this would prompt a man who is human to know that it is right to protect women in society.
So your answer would actually lead me to another question. Like, you've been working with women and girls in the society. So what does gender equality mean to you?
Okay, I don't like to always get into this.
We need to get
maybe
into
because
it.
Over the years
we are trying to accelerate action now.
Let me tell you one beautiful thing. I was telling somebody a while ago, I think about 2-3 weeks ago, I said I always pray that when I come back to this world, I want to continue to work under a woman.
Interesting.
My boss is a woman, and that in fact I would say that the best decision I have made in my life is working under her. No, not working with her. Working under her. There are two different things. You know, when you're working with somebody, maybe you guys have a project and whatever. I working under her. For the very first time, you work with people who will not look at, oh, you are a man, I can treat you anyhow, or even have personal whatever that they are going through, and then they pass it to you. Now, let me tell you something. You see, when we I think we got to a point where we start, I don't want to use this word, but of course, I think we're allowed to use it here. Inferiority complex setting at some point. Why do I have to tell anybody I'm a man? I don't understand. Do you have identity problem? Why do I have to come out before I want to get something? I must tell you that I'm a woman.
I'm a woman.
I believe. I'm not joking.
That's gender stereotyping.
My years in University of Ilorin, go and check my track record. I worked closely with 3 vice presidents who were younger. You were younger. We were younger persons, and then they were females. And let me tell you, I will tell them, let's do this, let's get this done. And then you see somebody will say, oh, maybe he has interest, he has a reason why he's whatever. And I used to tell them, go and ask any one of them if there is any time Mohammed and Ayodele ever have a thing to do with them. Do you know why? Because for me, I will always say this. When we allow women to lead, forget the fact that women set emotion setting most times. I can tell you that women are very intelligent when it comes to leadership position. Forget it. I'm not joking.
Yes.
I have worked with men, but I'm telling you that maybe me. So when we talk about gender equality, it is just giving everyone a right in the society. It has nothing to do with, and I don't know if I can quickly address this. I know that we have had misinterpretation in marriages. Now we see women fighting in marriages because they feel like I'm equal to my husband. Maybe we will still come back to that because me, I'm an African man.
Definitely have to come back to
I am an African man. But what you see, we need to allow women to lead. We need to give them opportunity to lead. It should not be a round table conversation. It should be a norm. The same way a man will stand up tomorrow and say, I want to become a local government chairman in my local government. A woman should be bold enough. With nobody asking. Do you get it now? Until we come to that in the society, all this gender inequality or whatever, we may not get it right. I think that's what I was saying.
You mentioned some few things that will definitely come back to it. But let me go to Mrs. Blessing. So, as a woman, you know, we face lots of challenges in the society. And I think one was what Babaslam just mentioned.
Yes.
But we're coming back to that fully. That is part of why I got you on this show, you know. As a married woman, we believe that we have rights. And at the same time, we have limits. According to some men, we have limits. So now, let's take it from here. What do you think are the major challenges that women and girls are facing in our society that's limiting them to actually attain their potentials?
All right. Thank you. So, I believe that women face a lot of challenges. And let me take, for instance, there was a girl that was staying with me. She used to be my help in the house. She was going to school, doing well in school. But then, after like a year, that was like during the Christmas break, she had to travel back. Then when it was time for her to come back, the parents insisted that she was not coming back. She was just 13. I spoke to them. Let this girl come back. She's doing well in school. She's doing pretty well, and at least she was adapting to the new environment. But then the father said no. He wanted her to get married.
That is it.
At the age of 13
years old.
I felt really bad for the girl, but there were limits to what I could do personally. Because of the kind of culture they come from. They come from the northern parts of Nigeria. So I feel like this is also a major problem for women, early childhood marriage. You know, when you force a small girl to get married, you are limiting her dreams.
And when you look at it, the mothers does not have a say.
Of course, they don't have a say.
She's my daughter.
You know, okay.
That also leads.
Let me allow finish.
That also leads us to economic empowerment for a woman. Imagine the mother of that girl is empowered financially. She has a voice. Imagine maybe she's working, or maybe she has a business. You know, definitely she'll be able to have a percentage of control for decision making in the family. So even though the mother, because I was able to speak to the mother said, but you know, the man is whatever he says. So I felt she was helpless at that situation. But later on, I didn't even hear from her again. But I'm sure that that's just one out of so many others that we don't even get to hear about them. We don't know their stories. So if a woman is empowered, she has financial empowerment, it will help her to make decisions that would influence her children and even the entire society at large.
Baba Slum, what do you think?
Me, Mohammed Ayodele Tawa. Do you know why I love that name? Because I used to tell people that I built that name myself.
From the scratch.
I built that name. So I'm so proud of it. I'm not joking. I will raise daughters who are self-reliant.
You are raising them already.
I will raise daughters who are self-empowered. I will raise daughters who have voices. I will raise daughters who will stand in the public and speak and nobody will tell them to shut up. That is the kind of father I will be and I have been. Thank God you know that by the special grace of God, I have raised and raised and raised.
Many of them.
Let me give you an instance. You see, when we talk about economy, empowerment, blah, 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 and all that, there are factors. I do not disagree. But you see one thing, there are two things that is my problem in this country. Religion and unnecessary definition, proper definition of what culture and tradition is.
Exactly.
You cannot tell me any other thing. You see that religion part? We have bastardized so many things. Even God Almighty, who created us, understands that there are times and seasons and there are changes. You cannot come and be relating with me with a sense of 1995 when I'm in 2025.
Of course not.
The world is changing.
The world is changing. Even God understands.
The world is
Do you all know that when you give birth to children, at some point they won't open their eyes for a few days, their eyes will be closed. Now when you born them, they will open eyes. I want to see all of you that brought him out.
For real, I remember my son.
Do you get it now? Now let me tell you, when we talk about economic empowerment for women also, now this is where we fight. You people are limiting yourself. Wherever you are, hear this. It is the gospel of the Lord. Some of you know that you are marrying rubbish and nonsense. Who would, after spending 4 years, your parents, I used to tell people, you cannot come and say you want to marry me. I'm not married, but I will tell you, you cannot come and marry me and tell me that you are going to be in my house or you are going to be in my house all the time. I don't understand. You and who?
Full housewife.
You and who is going to do that thing?
Of course.
It's not because you are going to bring money for me. I don't want you to bring money for me.
You know some men actually love their women being full housewives.
I don't have a problem with it. It is your choice. I am only saying that me.
And there are instances where the woman would actually want to work. But
and then he will stop them. Now, how do I send my child to school for 4 years? And then you are telling her that because you are married to her, she is not going to work. Guy, why did I sponsor a child?
Of course, why not just leave?
No, I don't understand. I could have just leave her, call Sunday school. You get what I'm saying now? It starts with your personal decision as a woman. All these women supporting women, so people think should be in politics alone. No.
In every area
What you empower, what you speak to a fellow woman determine what happens. And I have problem with the so-called untrained feminists that we have in the society now. We have a whole lot of problem with it because most times they don't train these young girls what they should train them in. All they want to train them in is how to fight a man and all that, how to raise a voice against a man. And the people don't know that it's not how to fight for your rights.
Of course not.
That is not how. You are raising people who bully others because you feel like, I am a woman. No.
I have rights.
Women that have known, that have achieved well in this society today, go and check Okonjo Iweala. You can never see a story of her coming to the public to come and harass any man. Are you getting what I'm saying now? What we are always saying is that if we talk about economic factor, women should put themselves in the position of where they can be empowered.
But when we look at it like majorly, I always ask these questions, even as a woman. Do you really think we like support each other like that? Because it seems to me like we all have these different definitions of women supporting women. Like, it is only when it is convenient for you, you believe a woman should support a woman. When it is not convenient for you, you feel like, Chebe, I'm not involved. Now, let's take this case of this honorable member of the House of Rep, Natasha. I know she's someone you are very close to. So now, there's this issue she has with the Senate president, right? And while I have seen like different categories of women groups, like women bodies, some are standing up to say Senate president should step down because he harassed her. While there are some women out there, allegedly,
thank you,
saying that Senator Natasha should apologize to the Senate president. Now I look at it and I am torn in between. Is she right or wrong? Is the Senate president right or wrong? All these groups that are coming up, those that are calling for the Senate president to step down, are they right or wrong? These women that are out there saying Natasha should apologize, are they right or wrong? But then I look at it and I discover that it's just about what works for you as a person, or what they are throwing at you as a group. You get it now? So now in all this scenario, what do you really think about it?
For me, Senator Natasha Akpoti is my sister. Fortunately, before even she ever came into politics, or she ever came into active politics, I have been one of those people who believe in her. And in this same issue, no matter how you want to say it, I stand with her. As a leader of the Senate, there are 1,001 ways you can correct somebody in the floor of the house.
Course.
You can't embarrass me and expect me to rub it.
Respect is reciprocal.
You can't tell me because I raised my hand when you deem fit that I should not. Yes, there are laws that people should follow. Of course, she was a new senator who was still learning. It's like when a toddler misbehaves and you start beating a baby because
instead of
correcting, instead of teaching. So coming to say that the first problem I have with you is coming publicly saying it in the presence of about 109 senators, saying that this is not a clubhouse. Nobody does that. No.
That is denigrating.
No matter how close I am to you, you can't do that to me. In a public, that is embarrassing. She took that and then whatever. Okay, you change somebody's seat. I am not saying that changing people's seat. I'm not a politician. But how about notifying this person via mail?
Exactly.
Via message.
Like we are having some changes.
Having this conversation and all that. I was not a full politician in school, but I saw politics. And I think I promised myself Nigerian politics is not what going into. Are you getting what I'm saying? Now, coming to women supporting women on this Natasha issue. You see, when it comes to Nigerians, and then anywhere Nigerians are clamoring something, I mean, I don't join them.
Like anywhere belle face.
You can I can never join them. Laye. You won't see me join them. Do you know why? Now, this same women supporting women, you remember that there was this what's the name? Not Too Young to Run. That we were all chanting at some point. Where is Not Too Young to Run now?
We hanged it somewhere.
You see, it's nowhere to be found. Now, when that whole stuff was out, I saw women who came out that wanted to contest. And when some of these people that bullied them are women. And those people who call themselves party women. Women leaders. This person, whatever, has money and all that. And let me tell you, I love the kind of girls that are coming up now. I love the girls that are coming up.
Gen Z
for few of them who have sense, so not the ones who define their own life as Gen Z. Some of them are going to raise up to these people and ask them questions. Some of us, when we were growing up, they didn't know that. So like one of my sister will always say that when you were growing up, I always think that this boy, you will be one of this timid boy and all that. Where did you get all this wahala, all this strength from? Some of these children are going to grow up like us, and then they are going to stand up and ask questions. I can promise you that as long as God lives, in that Senate, they are going to have there will be a time that they are going to have 50-45%.
That will be huge.
That we are going to still get to that point where we are going to have 45% women. Maybe the men will also take 45%. I'm not joking. We're getting there. Do you understand now? So women supporting women should start from our homes, before the elders that you think that, why would a lady speak where men are? I don't understand. Should permission be taken? If God had done that, let me tell you, most of the scriptures that we even misquote. Thank God I am a bit of a Bible scholar. When God created Eve and said Eve will be a helpmate to Adam, if you do not understand what a helpmate means, when God was going to send Moses out and he said, do you know I have disability when it comes to speaking, didn't he send somebody? Does that make that person a subject under what's the name, a him? Do you get it now? As much as I respect that women should learn how to respect people, this has nothing to do with a gender. Respect people. Human beings should respect one another. Do you get it now? So women supporting women should start from you and I. I should be able to support you. You should be able to support me, not to gang up against somebody, but for good cause. For a good cause, we should be able to support ourselves. It should start from leadership in secondary schools. Because we don't understand that. We should start training children that are in secondary schools now. We should start. Why should it always be head boy leading?
Exactly.
We should throw it open where we have head girl, and then they have made that.
And most times when you go to even this school self, ask for their prefects, you see like maybe 13, 14, 15 prefects, and out of them you may have just one girl or two girls.
So where do we go from there?
And they will be saying, would you mind to one friendship prefect? They don't want to be prefects. And when you when you question the young girls, then they will be like, Mama finish or they will be mocking me, or they will be doing this, they will be doing that. So I think I agree with your point on that. You know, women supporting women shouldn't just be when it is convenient for you as a person. It should come in the form of humanity.
Economically, spiritually, you should be able to hold a fellow woman and pray out with that woman when the person is going through pain. You should be able to hold somebody up. Oh, okay, your business is running down, and I know that this thing will backfire on you. You have 3 children, and your husband does not have this ability. Can I give you this? And when you say, maybe if I loan her now, she won't give me back. She's your sister. Why not give her something that even if she's not returning, you won't have issues? Do you get it now? Even if you cannot give them money, can you give them business ideas? Can you introduce them to people that can lift them up? Can you push them up? These are what some of the things we are saying. Not just I am Shebi is women supporting women. She knows I love her and all that. When a man says that he loves a woman and does not give the woman money, will that love last? Will it last? So that is the same way it is. It will last.
So, and you know, personally, I'm a very strong advocate for women's participation in politics and leadership. And I also believe in mentorship, just like you said. I believe that every woman should be taught how to speak in public. And that is even one of the initiatives that I'm bringing about. Yeah. You know, women should learn how to speak. They should learn how to speak. So I'm bringing on communication. So, and there's also this data about women in politics that really intrigues me, or let's say that disheartens me. You know, come to think of it, that since 1960, when Nigeria got her independence, till date, we've never had a female president.
Not even a
we've
female
never
vice
had
president.
A female vice president. In terms of
limited
government, we've never had a female
Have we ever had a female governor before?
We've never
Yes,
yeah, but female governor.
No,
We've never had a
it's not
female
like
governor.
elected.
We've never
Yeah,
had a
it
female
was-
governor.
it was-
We would have had one recently.
Okay.
But everything was Dabaru.
Unfortunately, do you know the funny thing? I was in my head. I was like, God, let this woman win. Let
we
this
finally
woman
got a
win.
female
Another,
governor.
but boom.
The woman even already gave her speech. Just like I said, rights in marriage. How do we navigate it? Like, so that it won't seem like the husband won't feel like you are challenging me. You get it now. You know, there are some instances that as a woman you feel like, this thing I must do it. Mo gudo se o. Just like what Baba Slum mentioned, that there are instances where the husband would say, I don't want my wife to work, and the wife wants to work. So the wife would be like, I am not your slave. I have to work. I want to work. Definitely, we know it would cause issues between the husband and the wife. So, in instances like this, how do we marry everything together to make sure that, although we have rights as women, we still do not trample on the rights of our husbands as well?
Being superior to the men. It's more about bringing a balance between everything.
But you know, let's be realistic. We have our Yoruba culture.
Of course.
Our Yoruba culture will tell you, Okololowo ori
It is
aya
not
o.
Yoruba culture. It is
That
not
one, which
Yoruba
culture
culture.
is that?
African
It has nothing to do with Yoruba alone.
So we
It
have
is
to
our
do-
African
it is African,
culture.
yeah.
Okay,
And
so
we are still coming to that. I want Mrs. Blessing to answer before I come.
Okay.
And I believe that as a woman, you have to be wise. You know, there's this thing they say, you know, women are wise and witty, you know. So I believe that if a woman wants to do something, she would definitely
know a
find
way
her
to
way
go around
to
it.
go around it. You know, it's not about challenging our husbands that I must do this, it's my right. Sometimes you may have to pamper the ego to go around it. Sometimes you may have to let him see reasons why you have to do this. For instance, now I have an auntie. She was full time. She was a full time housewife. So there was a time that there was an application for customs. So she took the form. Her husband was not in support.
Wow.
She begged him. She called family members. The man was like, no, he was hell bent. So, but later she insisted. She went for the application. Then with reaching out to more people. Luckily for her, she got the job. She got the job.
The offer.
She got the job offer. Now the husband was like, she shouldn't go for it. Wow. She had to beg, call the pastors and all of that. So reluctantly, the husband decided that okay, no problem, go ahead, but gave her rules and regulations.
That's why I want to say
he
that
was not come back home by 7. He was not doing this. So, but you know that now, this man, whenever he's talking with his friends, he's always like, my wife is a custom officer. My wife is, in fact, if there's anybody that has any situation, he's always ready and willing to brag that, I can call my wife. So that is it. The thing is, like, sometimes you need to make them realize that it's not just for me, it's for us, it's for our children, it's for the future. Do you understand? So, and personally, I also don't believe that you should come and start standing on the head of the man. No, don't do that. Just be humble with everything. Be humble. So that's what I have to say about that.
Next, I have a friend. She got married in 2022. Yes, we bought Ashwebi 25,000. We did wedding in Ibadan, spent TFL, hotel, everything. Marriage collapsed the second day. The second day, we had the wedding on Saturday. Marriage collapsed on Sunday.
Huh?
Now the bride's mother just sent us a message that your friend is back home. Please talk to her. And I'm like, so watch excursion back home. We did wedding yesterday. And when I called her, she was like, no, I cannot put up with him. Why would he be ordering me around? Why would he be? I want to do things on my own terms, at my own time, at my own this, at my own that. And I'm like, Oga, you guys did not cut before you before you planned this wedding.
That's the problem.
She said they courted for 3 years. So in good 3 years, you did not realize the kind of person this guy is. Or maybe the guy did not really understand who you are as a person. My brother, wedding Kogba Wole. The wedding, everything just went off like that. The lady is back to finding a husband now. So in that instance, sir.
Shall you allow me to talk?
Talk.
All right. So, relationship, I am not there yet. Perfect relationship, I am not there yet. I am not going to lie. So when people are giving opinions about proper marriage, I should not be one of the people that are giving opinions. But let me tell you something. When God appeared to Adam and Eve and was questioning them, have I not warned you? Don't forget, though, the instruction was given to Adam. Do you know what the man said?
He said it was the woman that you gave me.
Oh, God.
Blame shifting.
You see, men now, see, for us, in that line alone spells out that men have ego. You want to say it 1 million times. You want to say it 2 million times. The gentle ones among us have it. The ones you think is meek, oh, my husband has never had reason to raise his voice at me, have it. Until that situation happens. Until that situation happens, that is when you understand that men have ego. Let me tell you one of the things. You talked about your sister seeking for a job and all that. Okay, awesome. For men believe that when you are under their care, some men want to make boast that they can provide
for their family.
See, not this. Some men want to stand and say, see, there's nothing you want to
that will not
tell
provide.
For me, I will always say, before I marry somebody's daughter, she must have a car that she can drive in my house. She must be in a comfortable place.
Maybe I should come and marry you.
I'm coming because I cannot watch my wife pregnant and climbing bike around. That one you are even putting her at risk. Okay, let's even say life now happens. You understand? We will try as much as possible to carry that pregnancy together because I want to watch you put yourself at risk. You know, see, women, I salute you people. Carrying another brain for inside you
it's
for
not easy.
9 months. I don't know what happens in there.
It's not
but see,
easy.
I have seen people who when they see their monthly period till they finish, they don't move away from one place.
Exactly.
I have seen women who have headaches throughout, as in crazy migraines throughout
Serious
their whatever.
cramps.
Now, does that make a woman to be superior than a man? No. Now in marriage, or before you ever get into marriage, one of the things I will ever tell you is that you can never know whoever you are ending up with. I may not know of any other person. You can never know who you are ending up with. Go and call your counselors that me, I'm lying. Because the man you are knowing right now, by the time you people cohabitate for 2-3 years, you people have gotten to know yourself. The pretense, everything, I don't want to offend this person, I don't want to lose this person. Don't forget that people will do things not to lose you. People do anything not to lose you.
Careful.
So by the time, that's why I have one very bad attitude. There's nothing you want to say. I don't have any hidden behavior. You are Tawa who said awareness and you are Timonin. So I won't borrow anyone when we are married. I will let you know that this is what I won't take. When you come and tell me another, I will tell you that okay, this is how it is and all that and whatever and all that. Now, when it comes to what you just said now, that the woman got into the marriage and all that, that woman must have read some nonsense online. That woman may have seen something online. Feminine, whatever. That's why I said. You see, I was talking about the proper definition of feminine. To marry anybody to feminism, I would go there. I would make sure that
not everybody practicing that feminism.
I will go there. Let me give you. We were going to Abeokuta one day. So my friend said, "Oh, let's branch at our house and all that." So Emil, the daily one day, and then we branched there and all that. We met this woman. This woman is one of the so-called top person on social media who is always talking about not kneeling down for your husband. The woman, a man cannot control you and not whatever. So me, I know her. She does not know me. You know people that have large audience. You'll be so shocked that when her husband came in,
knelt down.
Auntie knelt down. Well, you are welcome. Just like when you are calling a man, Adeorimi, Femi, and all that. All right. That one, I thought she was trying to pepper us. That are single. When we were to eat, this person has talked about a man expecting you to come and prepare his food while he's at work before. And I'm like, are you people okay? Healthy relationship, a godly relationship. If your parents cannot be your role model in marriage, if people that are responsible around you look at your aunties, look for one out of them. You will see one that is doing well in a marriage that is still in her husband's house. If you cannot pick your mentorship, your role model, whatever from there, I'm not sure that it is appropriate for you to go and pick a stranger as your
on social media.
On social media.
This conversation is very rich, and I am sure that our listeners would learn quite a lot from us. So, on a final note now, we've talked about quite a number of things. And just like I said, I'll go back to the theme of the International Women's Day, which is accelerate action. Now, as an he for she advocate, how do you think we can accelerate our, how do I put it now?
Our dreams into becoming reality.
And how can we as people, as individual, how can we be a better person? Like all these women supporting women that we are talking about, it actually has to start from you as an individual. How can we become a better person to be able to identify when we need to lend a helping hand to someone else?
Is achievable when you put your whole self into it. Do you get it? We need to start raising young women in schools who have the ability to come out and speak even when they don't have enough English to express themselves.
They have the confidence.
The confidence, because that is where it starts from. When I'm a teacher, I am a trained teacher, so I still teach in school. So whenever I want to teach my students, sometimes I'll bring them out. And another time I'm teaching, I'm always using them as an example and all that. Sometimes when I pull them out, some of them are shy, but that is me trying to show that if I can stand in front here to teach, you can also stand here. So don't come and start covering your face. And I will start mentioning their name. Imagine this person does this and that. And I always tell my students that I had a meeting. There's a meeting I used to have with them. I would say get to girls talk. So the very first time I gathered them and I said, so this is girls to girls talk.
Are you a girl?
All of them were shouting, yeah. I said, oh yeah, let's take it this way. There's practically nothing, anything that you think you have as a woman, or that you do as a woman that I don't have a knowledge of it. That day I now taught them how to confide in the appropriate people. If you get to my house today, I have 2 boxes filled up with sanitary pads. My girls in the house don't have to come to ask me for sanitary pad. They know I buy it in excess. Go there, go and pick. Do you get it now? Because one, it is one of the essential things that women should have. Some fathers raise children who don't know how they even live their life. They believe that men should be the one to they should provide for the men and whatever. But how do you expect a young person who probably does not have the mom around and she's the lady to survive, especially when you know she has a demand every month and other stuff that she wants to do? So we must start from our home now down to our churches. What we train our children with in the church. I also know churches where they say that we women should not speak. When Apostle Paul was saying that thing, I think we need to have a proper knowledge of what the Bible says about these things. When he was saying, you should know, number one, Apostle Paul is a person who speaks. He's a moralist. He speaks with his own. Sometimes it is not as I have had it. You know, it's two different things. When he was saying, men, have you not had, men shall not keep whatever and all that. He just believes that, okay, why keep a very dirty hair when you cannot maintain it and all that. So it is better. So when he was talking about women not speaking in the church, it does not mean that he wasn't saying that God had not ordained. After all, in Corinthians, God was saying that he has given us all a ministry of reconciliation. There was no gender mentioned there. Do you get it now? So some of the things we also impact our girls with, even in religious places. Our mosques, our church is very important. Finally, to the community. Traditional leaders should be able to welcome and accept girls who are aspiring to contest for positions in the society. It is not a threat to the society. Don't feel like when she gets there, you're not going to be able to control her again. Don't feel like whatever when she's there, she's going to. Some people even feel threatened that when the girl achieves things, they don't end up in the husband's house. Is everybody going to marry?
And like they will not be submissive
to the husband. Did you get it now? The Natasha you just mentioned now. Somebody said something, and I think I'll just say it in this podcast. One person posted it and say, how are you going to talk about somebody who had given birth to 6 different children, which is actually a lie, and for different men? Let me ask you a question. If you get a job and that job is not working for you, you're going to stay there because you don't want people to say you have been.
You can find something better.
No, you will not say morally it is not right. Abi, morally it is not right. A woman, that's how you people kill women.
Exactly, that's what I want to say.
If she's passing through abuses there, she should stay there because of the stigma you are going to raise out. Do you get it now? Yeah. So we should not allow women to be stigmatized because of their choices. Please. And I think I will just hand it there.
Mrs. Blessing?
Yeah, women face challenges on a personal level, and also that's an internal level and external. So internally, one of the major problems that women face is lack of confidence. Sometimes they feel like they are not enough. Then a lot of times knowledge gap. So I feel like when we want to accelerate action, we should go back to the drawing board and see how we can equip women, how we can actually help them grow, how we can help them become more valuable. Because when a woman can speak up, when a woman is valuable, it's easier for her to demand a seat on the table. She won't just wait to be called to the table. So I believe that to accelerate actions, we have to look for measures and look for ways to help women, even at the grassroots level, at the smallest, and even at young age. We help them to grow into a more valuable person, a more knowledgeable person, and someone that is more confident. And also for the external barriers that women face, cultural, religious and everything, cultural norms, expectations from women, we should also go back and talk to the society, like the community leaders. We can, make, just like what we are doing here, make podcasts, radio stations, TV, and just publicize it. Let there be awareness about things like this, that women are not supposed to be swept under the carpet. We are not supposed to be suppressed.
They should have a voice.
Yes, that we should allow women to grow. We should allow women to have a voice. So those are the 2 measures that I just feel we should put in place to accelerate action for female and gender equality this year.
Wow, thank you so much. It's the International Women's Day, and I totally enjoyed myself today with my energetic, fulfilling guests. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And on this note, I want to call on everyone, individuals, organizations, whoever you are, communities, traditional rulers, our religious leaders, everybody out there. Let's all come together to join forces and accelerate action on impacting our women and finding ways to help them become a better version of themselves. And on this note, can we all say Happy International Women's Day?
Happy
International Women's Day. And Happy International Women's Day for
of course, yes. For me, too. All my girls out there, I celebrate you. This is one of the beautiful things I want to always do. I celebrate you. You are not just a woman. You are not just a girl. You are not just that person. You are not just that name. You are who you are. You carry yourself with so much dignity, with so much respect. When a woman is saying, I respect myself and all that, it should not come with arrogancy or something. It should come with a lot of beautiful acquired things. You understand? When they ask you, why are you a woman, tell them what you have been able to achieve. Go for that certificate. Do more of those courses. Ensure that you do more of those trainings. Come out and then let people see you and say, this is what I'm talking about. You should be a model, a role model to other young girls coming. And I wish you a very beautiful International Day of the Girl Child.
Yeah,
we are doing International Women's Day. So on this note, on behalf of Urban Pop Podcast, I remain Alabi Tawa until I come your way next time. Bye.